Okay, so now we are live. So sorry for the technical issue, everyone. It is an issue from my part. So thank you so much for waiting, and hopefully we can have everyone in the broadcast soon. So hi everyone, my name is Naja, and uh, we are from SG Unit 10, and we have uh, two other speaker with me also. Can you guys introduce yourself too?
Hi, I'm Yin. I'm also a training counselor from SGU. Nice to meet you all tonight. Hi, how about Kak Alice, Madam Alice? Wait, we can't hear you.
You can hear me now.
Assalamualaikum.
Sorry
Hai
everyone.
Najah.
Assalamualaikum. Anjir, what happened? Sorry.
Okay,
Hello,
hi
Assalamualaikum.
everyone.
Waalaikumsalam.
What is it?
Hello, can you guys still hear me? Can you guys still hear me? Okay, so now we can start with our lighthouse topic. Today, we are going to talk about counseling. Is it a myth or a fact? So, to introduce the first myth, I will ask Miss Yin to explain more about the first myth that always being stigmatized, especially for the counseling session. So yeah, you can start now, Miss Yin.
Yeah, so the first myth that always taught by people, right, would be like counseling is only for those who are failure in their life and they have a very like strong emotion issues or very serious issues in their uh, maybe academics, their works, their family. So people always think that those who coming to counseling must be those kind of people that feel in their life. So like sometimes, especially when we are in school, so people will think that the students with discipline problems only they have to go to the counseling room. Yeah, so I think this is the myth
Mhm.
that I always saw and I would always meet.
I see. So it seems
Mm.
like the myth is counseling is only for people who experience failure, people who have serious mental issues, emotional issues. So it seems like it's not true. So what is actually the fact? So apakah fakta sebenarnya? Bolehkah Kak Alice terangkan sikit? Uh, kita tak boleh dengar suara Kak Alice.
Okay, can you hear me? Sorry. Can you hear me?
Ya, sekarang boleh.
Okay. So, apa tadi soalan tadi Najah? Minta maaf.
Tadi kalau untuk mitos yang counselling adalah hanya untuk students atau siapa yang ada menemui failure, kegagalan or ada emotional problem yang teruk. Adakah itu mitos? Dan itu adalah kita assume sebagai mitos. Apakah fakta sebenar?
Fakta sebenarnya. It's actually not for everyone yang ada emotional issues kan. Actually, bukan untuk orang yang gagal, bukan ada untuk orang yang punya masalah emosi yang serius. Padahal, um, everyone ada problem hari-hari, betul tak? Bila, so actually semua masalah ni boleh diselesaikan. But if dia tak buat cari counselor or apa tak diselesaikan dengan cepat, so masalah ni yang buat jadi berlanjutan. So nanti kan she or he will having tekanan, and then sampaikan it affects their daily routine kan, daily life. So padahal sangat membantulah actually, bukannya untuk masalah orang yang masalah yang teruk. Because we are all having problems every day kan. Itu je. Itu lah.
So kiranya counselling adalah bukan saja untuk orang yang mempunyai kegagalan atau mempunyai emosi, masalah emosi yang serius. Masalah biasa, masalah hari yang kita hadap-hadap seharian pun kita masih boleh share dalam sesi counselling juga. So how about the second myth? Missy, can you explain more about the second myth?
Yeah, so the second myth that always people talk about is like, wow, you go to see the counselor, you go to the counseling room, so you must be very weak, right? If not, then if you're strong enough, then you can solve the problems by yourself. So I think this is the one of the myths that we as a counselor we always met this kind of people, right?
That's true.
Hi Mai.
So it seems like untuk mitos for the second myth, it seems like sometimes people assume going to counselling as a weakness, as something that we cannot handle ourselves. So maybe there is a stigma and judgment there. So how about the fact? Apakah fakta sebenarnya? Adakah counselling ni satu kelemahan? Kak Ilis, kalau boleh share?
Not actually, because counselling itself kan sebenarnya orang yang pergi dapatkan sesi counselling ni actually adalah orang yang mengambil langkah pertama yang dia tahu apa yang dia perlu buat kan. So dia dah responsible towards themselves. Kalau tak, dia akan menghadapi kesukaran lah. Dia akan jadi lagi teruk kan. Things will be getting worse. Nanti dia affected their life. So taklah, kena kuat lah. Dia masalahnya dia orang ni lebih kuat dan lebih bersungguh-sungguh untuk change their life, perbetulkan keadaan. Betul tak?
Yeah, I agree that.
Betul. So kiranya untuk dapatkan counselling adalah satu kelemahan, tapi salah satu kekuatan juga, sebab mereka ada cuba untuk dapatkan langkah pertama untuk selesaikan masalah yang mereka dah hadapi.
Yes.
So what is the third myth? Third myth that we always heard.
Well, the third one I think is maybe some of the clients that come to the counseling room, and then they'll ask the counselor, "Hey, counselor, like Missy, can you help me to solve my issues? Can you help me? You see, I have these problems, maybe academics problems or stress. Then I hope that I can solve in the counseling session. So can you give me a solution?" So something like that. Yeah, this kind of statement.
So it is a myth. It is not true that counselor can give solution. So it seems like, what is the role of a counselor actually? Apakah role counselor itu tersendiri kalau tidak memberikan solution, kalau tidak memberikan satu jalan penyelesaian? So apakah fakta sebenarnya, Kak Elis?
Actually, counselor ni bukannya solve our problems, tapi dia help us kan. Dia help us to terukur perasaan kita, our thinking, our way of thinking, and then our feeling. So daripada situ kita nampak lah what are the choices yang kita ada untuk selesaikan masalah kita macam tu. Kalau fikir seorang-seorang, sometimes kita tak dapat nak fikir pun. kan. So we need others' opinion or others' way of thinking macam tu. So we have matlamat yang kita nak apa capai, yang kita nak selesaikan apa. That's all. So how about you, Yin?
So kiranya kaunselor
Oh, for me, yeah, it's
kiranya
actually
kaunselor adalah sebagai pembimbing untuk assist.
Yeah.
Miss Yin, can you give opinion?
yes, I agree that just counseling is for helping you in like exploring yourself and also make a clear picture about what actually how actually the situation you are in, then helps you to make a better decision for your life in the future. So we are not helping in settle the issues itself.
He's the one will make decision, not us, not counselor.
So it seems like kaunselor tidak memberikan jawapan, tidak memberikan solution, tidak memberikan jalan penyelesaian, tapi adalah sebagai pembimbing dan juga pembantu untuk capai matlamat klien itu sendiri. So what is the next myth, the fourth myth that we can hear about counselor?
Sometimes the client will come, a new client, so they come into the like counseling center. They will request, maybe sometimes they will request that they'll put some specification for the counselor, like for people who with academic issues, then that feels that only the counselor that having used to be in the same situation can understand the person well, or the people with marriage issues, then they must they must get a counselor with married. So this is a very like interesting situation, and we can't actually like avoid this situation happen.
The counselors are trained to hear their voice, their their problems. How it can be like that? Right, the experience.
So it seems like one of the myths is that counseling.
Yes.
Counselor kena the same that.
Yeah,
You
they have
mean
the
that
same
they must
experience.
have the same experience or the same background like that?
Yeah.
Is it true? No. It's actually they are trained to hear their problems, right? Their experience, their differences in life, their differences in what else? Age, religious, what else? Yin, help me. Economic.
Yeah, maybe the social economy status.
Environment.
Yeah. Like sometimes I feel like
So
women
it
help
seems like if
and men help men.
It's not actually the same background, right? Not really, right? So,
Because we actually we get the practice, we get the knowledge. So not necessary that we have to have those kind of experience only we
yes.
can help the client, right? Because sometimes we are not helping in that issue, but we help the person to know them better.
Do we call it empathy?
Yeah, we not necessary for us to know everything, right?
Yes, of course. Kan aja.
so dia macam the analogy, doctor doesn't have to have high blood pressure or a cancer or diabetes to know how to treat their patients. So same thing, we are trained to help people with job problems and assist them to make better decision for themselves. So it doesn't have to. We don't have to have the same background, same issue, same problem, same experience. And in that case, because we are trained to handle all different kind of issues and problems, so it is a myth that counselor need to experience to know how to help the client as well. So we can, so it is a myth, and the fact is that we are trained to listen to every single issue without judgment, and we're trained uh, appropriately for to handle each and every single part of background experience issues as well. So
Yes.
yeah, that's the fourth myth. So moving on to the fifth myth. So what else is considered a myth? If Miss Yin can explain more.
Yeah, sometimes that we can hurt some clients that they feel they are guided in the counseling, and they'll feel that uh like maybe they will be teach, or they will be asking to do some works when they attend to the counseling sessions, right? So they'll feel like, oh, I'm not going to see a discipline teacher, so I don't want to see counselor because I don't want to do homework. I don't want to be like students, or be uh like the followers that follow the counselor to go anywhere that he or she wants. Yeah, so that they will reject the counseling with some of the excuses like this. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
The fact is, the
So some,
counselor, ah,
oh,
kan?
sorry. So,
Sorry. So the fact is,
mhm.
Yeah.
Sorry, the myth. So basically, the myth is saying how counselor, some how some of the client are not used to being not to you being not used to being told what to do, so they don't want to be told what to do. So this is what they assume what a counselor might do. The counselor
Yeah.
might told them to do this and that, but they are not comfortable to do that. So actually the fact is, so faktanya, adakah kaunselor ada mengarah-mengarahkan klien untuk membuatkan sesuatu? Okay, at least if you can elaborate more.
in this book, uh, this kind of myth is because maybe macam apa, ada theory yang memerlukan diorang buat homework, like apa, CDT, is it? No.
Mm-hmm.
So they must do some
Mhm.
homework. Kan? So maybe that, tapi sebenarnya kaunselor ni kan membantu actually, nak bukannya nak order, they do this, they must do this, they do that. But kan dia helping them out to solve their problems, right? Because they have their missions, they have their aim to solve their problems, right? So they have to
Mhm.
lah.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yes, and I think that counseling is the counselor is always giving the options. Like
yes.
we will invite the clients to do the decision together. So if you feel that the homework or the direction is really not suitable, so actually we can discuss with the counselor, and maybe we could find a new way, or we change to another more suitable ways to help you out.
Yes. So they can ask for
Mhm.
other counselor as well, right? If they're not comfortable
Mm-hmm.
with that counselor. Not only they stick
Mhm.
to that counselor only.
So that is a very important point because as we can see, the counselor can only give suggestion. Counselor does not give advice or does not give instruction. So you are open to either accept or be committed with the homework or being whatever suggestions that the counselor have been given to you. But at the same time, you are also able to um, just raise up any issues if you don't feel comfortable to do some of the suggestion, or if you feel like it's not working for you. So any of this you can have conversation with your counselor as well. And if you're not comfortable with the counselor, you can always be referred to another counselor as well. So yeah, that is some of the myth and fact for the fifth one. And then the next one, myth number six. So, Miss Yip, can
So
you elaborate more about myth number
for
six?
the miss number 6 actually is very quite major concern for especially students and also the workers. So this kind of miss is always facing by the counselor working in the school or the workplace. So they'll feel that is it anything that I share in the counseling sessions, the counseling room, so it will be a part of my record in my academic
Mm-hmm.
record or my work record, so my boss will know what happened on me, and they will worry that this kind of records will affect their results or their reputation later.
Mm-hmm. So it seems like one of the biggest myths that we heard about counseling session is part of the counseling session record or report, especially the case note, might be accessible to the third party, and some even concern about the record being shown to future employer or future boss, future education manager, something like that. So it is it true that your record can be accessed to any third party? So can we look at the fact now? So, what is actually the fact regarding the record of the counseling session? So, Kak Alice.
The counselling record sebenarnya tak campur aduk pun kan. Um, if academic or
Mhm,
whether in school or in the workplace, because information kan PNC, is it? So without the
mhm,
permission of the client, mana boleh reveal. So memang akan
mhm,
dilindungi uh, oleh undang-undang kita ni. So dia takkan
mhm,
dicampur adukkan, not mix with the dengan record counselling record or the academic, or kalau kerja kita panggil apa ya? Yin,
Mm-hmm.
please, dekat tempat kerja record
Okay.
counselling record.
Or sometimes mereka akan rasa yang record-record tu akan dibaca bos kan. So mereka rasa akan affect how their boss look at them. So they feel that maybe they'll lost some opportunity on their career.
Yeah, they have to know that their
Mm.
record are PNC,
Yeah.
private and confidential. Hmm? Should
mhm.
know that.
So, semua recording, especially the case note, any recording of the counseling is strictly confidential, and it is legally binding by the law as well. So, no other third party can access to any of the case notes unless it it's been given a consent from the client themselves. So, if the counselor need to give access to any third party, especially and also involving maybe the court or maybe authority or their supervisor. All of this they need to ask consent from the client themselves. If the client doesn't give any consent, so obviously the counseling notes or counseling record will not be released to any other individuals. So this is something that everyone can take note. So it is strictly confidential um, as well. So that is the myth number six. So moving on to myth number seven. So myth number seven is
Okay, so I'll talk about the myth number 7. So sometimes we will have some people, even that friends, they will tell us that I tried before, I tried counseling before, but I think it doesn't help, so I won't try any counseling service anymore. So I think this is also the one of the myths that we need to make it clear. And yeah, maybe Madam Alice can explain more about.
This one, tak berkesan ke untuk dia?
Yeah,
For how many times?
sometimes they just go to they just went to like uh there are some of my clients like not or sharing from my friends that are saying that I tried in my secondary school, I tried before with my primary school, and it doesn't help at anything on me. I'm still be the same, so I don't think counseling can help me. Yeah.
I think the fact is actually the counselling process actually are different for each counsellor and problems. So a client shouldn't be apa panggil berputus asa and try to find another counsellor to help him out sebab
Mm-hmm.
memang approach each counsellor approach dia lain, so maybe dia tak sesuai, not suit to
Mm-hmm.
him. So try to uh, switch to another counsellor. Doctor pun, if we go to the hospital, we find another for actually for examples for second opinion from the other doctor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
So kalau tak, kalau kalau dia rasa dia dah jumpa, let's say dia jumpa I, dia rasa macam tak boleh lah dengan Madam Alice tu. I nak try dengan Misin pula lah. So how macam mana tengok approach dia macam mana, or dia can apa boleh boleh uh, teruskan atau tak. And please don't give up. Teruskan. Try and find another counselor kita.
Mm-hmm. So it seems like sometimes the client who have tried a counseling session feels like it's not effective for them. So what we can say is that by looking at the fact each counseling process is different for each individuals and each issues as well. So sometimes the counselor might have different approach than what the client might need. So don't be afraid to keep on trying until you find the perfect counselor for you as well. So that is the myth and the fact for number 7. So number 8, what is myth number 8?
Oh, I don't know you heard this before or not, but I always can listen someone say that. Hey, you study psychology, right? You study counseling, so you must can read someone's mind. So I'm standing here, so you try to read my mind. I don't know that you heard it before or not, but I
Mm-hmm.
have this experience before.
I
Yeah,
did
Mm-hmm.
a counselor Yoda.
Mm-hmm.
just
I heard
the
of something similar.
My
you must know what I'm thinking now. Just tell me.
Something similar,
funny,
yeah.
very funny.
Yeah.
Yalah, counselor tu bukannya. We don't have that kind of power, right?
Yeah.
Ayo, tak ada pun kan. It's maybe counselors are trained to ada training to for apa observation and then hearing. So dia akan dengar betul-betul. So that's why dia boleh ingat what the client told her, kan? Then that's why lah. So the process tu, the process the that process tu yang counselor tu can know that apa the client is
Mm.
dengan more effective and then more dia tak secara tak sengaja tu dia rasa klien dia tu dia dah kenal betul-betul dah that bila melalui fasa yang pertama
Mhm.
dia dah mendalami betul, dah teroka betul, dia rasa macam dah kenal lama dah. That's why yang dia dah tahu dah macam mana perangai. So that's why dia jadi macam tu, bukannya sebab dia ada power to read their mind.
Mm.
You hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like the client assume the client or like any other individual might assume the counselor can. Oops,
What happened?
sorry, I'm not sure. So sorry, I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay. We can hear you.
Yeah. So
Hello.
maybe
Hi,
the
Salvi. Hi,
client,
Okay.
Salvi.
the
Wait,
counselor maybe just we just use our knowledge, our techniques, our skills to help the client to explore more about themselves. So sometimes they'll get a like misunderstanding about, wow, you can understand me very very well, so you can read my mind, but actually not. We are
yeah.
just using our like
Listening
we just use the
skill.
time to help you to explore more, and we just use more like observations to help you to like talk more.
And the listening skills as well.
So we can understand you well actually,
Hey,
by our knowledge, not because of the magic power. Yeah.
yes.
Okay, so it seems like sometimes people assume counselor or people with psychology background are able to read minds, which is actually a really is a myth or even a superpower. We wish we could read minds actually. We wish we could. But at the same time it's not actually a superpower. We do it by observation, by listening skills, by trying to understand the client better. So all of these are the skills that we are continuously trying to improve over time as well. So that's why maybe some of the skills that we have might have been better than any other profession. So
Yeah.
we could not read mind, but it is a skill that we develop over time as well. So as a counselor.
Yeah.
So the
How about
last fact,
last time?
the second last fact, the second last fact. So Miss
Yeah.
Tin, can you explain more?
So maybe some people they'll think that maybe a counseling session will be a very long process, because some of them they'll heard that the experience sharing by friends or even in social media or somewhere else. So they say, wow, some of the people that go through like 10 years or 20 years of their counseling experience, so that they're worried that is it we have to have a so long counseling session with a counselor. So is it will be a burden for them in financially, and also for the time itself. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they'll worry about these issues lah.
Mm-hmm.
Actually depends on the um, problems of the client, challenges, on what the client wants to achieve, right? So maybe uh, it will have a short term and long term counseling session. Maybe the counseling, the short term counseling, focus on problem apa um,
Mm-hmm.
on problem solving like that,
Mm-hmm.
or she has a specific issue, something like that, and then maybe
Mm-hmm.
goals. for the long term session, focus on the client's individual or the perkembangan peribadi dia lah. So maybe
Mhm.
he or she wants to change the behavior, something like that.
Yeah.
So, kan susah.
Mhm. So one of the myth. Mhm.
Not the same. It's not the same.
Mhm. So one of the myth is that counseling session. Mhm. I always miss make you. So one of the myths is that counseling session could last for a really long time, for a really long time. So that is one of the myths.
Yeah,
So counseling session could vary from different sessions as well. So as Miss Yin and also Madam Alice have shared before, so can you hear me? It seems like
yes,
each
yes.
of the
Always.
counseling session can be different depending on the issues as well. Some issues need short term, some issues could be long term, and there's also like development of skills also that could take time, but some issues could take really short time as well. So it really depends on the individual and also the issues as well. So for the next myth,
Yeah.
um, can Missy explain more about the next myth?
The last one, right? So the last miss is
Mm-hmm.
actually always happen if the clients coming with like relationship issues that they will
Mm-hmm.
blaming, sometimes they blame, and they will say actually
Mm-hmm.
this is not my problems, my there's actually that person, because of his fault or her fault, so I become like this.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so yeah,
Mm-hmm.
always we can heard this kind of statement in the counseling room actually.
Mm-hmm. So that is the last myth, which is more to like a blaming to another third party, especially the person who are experiencing issues in their relationship. They have the tendency to say, maybe the problem is not me, maybe the other person are the one who need the counseling session. And it's more to like they attend the session, and the myth was that it's assumed that they don't need the counseling session, only their partner. So kind of like almost in denial also. So what is actually the fact? Apakah fakta sebenarnya?
Fakta sebenarnya ialah we have to change our behavior. Us. Maksudnya kita lah yang kena ubah diri kita sendiri, bukan orang lain. So if dia kata orang tu,
Mhm.
dia yang kena counselling, bukan saya. So maybe this is more to uh, school students, bila kena panggil dengan counsellor,
Mhm.
kenapa panggil saya, panggillah dia, something like that.
Mhm.
And so but actually kadang-kadang kita tak sedar yang some problems comes from us, comes from ourselves. So kita lah yang kena ubah diri kita dulu, dan maybe others would change their as well.
And sometimes it's not only because the problems come from who, but because of actually we can't control others behavior, right? So
Yeah.
the only person that we can change is ourselves. Yeah.
We because we only we can control ourselves, not others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can't control others.
Yes. I cannot control you.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
At least can control me.
So the last. Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Ying, there's ni apa tu dia cakap if I know you, you cannot counsel me. Is it true?
Sometimes true, because uh especially for friends or family members lah. We not really like can do counseling session with them because
Yes, how
we
about,
always support our friends and family, right? We need to be the supporter.
yeah.
I want to
So,
I must agree. I must stand with a side with you. So yeah, sometimes we can't really like helps them to analyze or helps them to see what's actually happened. So yeah, so we are not encouraged that people getting the friends or family as their counselor or even become a friends with the counselor.
yes, we cannot have that
Yeah.
kind of relationship. But Naja, kalau someone yang kita tak kenal, dia kata they cannot help us. That's the myth, one of the myths too. What
Mm-hmm.
do you think? What do you think about that?
So it seems like because we know, if we know the person in depth, so we know the person as they are and real, especially with our family and friends. It will be harder for us to, um, it will be harder for us to be the counselor because we will we will get involved emotionally as well. So it's hard for us to not being judgmental or not being offered uh, conditional support as well. But with a stranger, we are more able to be neutral. We are able
Yes,
to uh, be not be emotionally invested in their issues as well. So we can be um, a counselor as an outsider, which is actually better than someone who we have known for a while.
yes, that's
So
very
it's
true.
easier for us to give conditional support and conditional conditional positive without any judgment as well. And and yeah, it will be easier for us to help them make better choices if we don't have any um if we don't have any effect on us personally, because if we are trying to counsel our own friends and family, it might affect us personally. But if it's if our client is some strangers, it doesn't really affect our daily life, and so we can be more objective with our opinions and our suggestions as well in our journey of helping them. So it is actually more helpful for us to help a stranger rather than our family or friends. Yeah.
That's the ethic actually. We cannot counsel our relatives and family members.
So yeah,
Yes. Okay, what
so yeah,
else?
the last myth and fact that we have shared is about the how we can control our own behavior, which is part of the choice theory. We can only control ourselves, our own behavior, our own emotion, feelings, actions. We cannot control the other person feeling, action, emotion, behavior.
Hmm.
So doesn't matter where they are or
Oops. Naja.
Yeah, yeah, the connection issues again. So
Yes.
yes,
Sorry, everyone. Say Naja.
so yeah, so the conclusion is actually about we can only control who we are and what we do. So we can't control actually what happened around us. What about the environment? Okay, I'll come back, Naja.
sorry,
It's back. It's okay.
sorry,
Ah,
okay, sorry, sorry. The internet is
should we end
it's
lunch?
pretty crazy today.
It's okay. So come and see the counselor. They will help you a lot.
Yeah, so we can discuss any issues in the counseling session.
Yes.
Come and
Right.
see us in HGU.
Don't worry, we offer
It's
healing.
free.
So if you have any question, you can ask in the chat box as well. And yeah,
And questions?
if you have any question or any clarification that you needed, please leave the comment in the chat box as well.
No question?
Yeah, do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. So, any last word regarding our topic today? We can start with Miss Yin first. Any last word regarding counseling, myth or fact?
And so actually is a lot of myth about counseling or counselor. So sometimes yeah, we have the different perception, right? So but uh how about just give a
Mm-hmm.
try?
Huh?
How about just give a try? Yeah.
Yes. Agreed.
Mm. It's not only for the service itself, but also for maybe you get a new life, you get a new experience. Okay, someone asking that how to get the score run. Okay, so maybe Miss Naja want to answer. His
Okay,
or
we
her.
will release this foreign. We will release the score run Google form later before the end of the show. So be sure to stay tuned to our session until the last part. So, any last word, Madam Elise?
Mm, come and see your counselor now. If you have any problems, you have any difficulties of life in life, do come and see us. See your counselor, not us.
Not necessary you have to
Yes,
see us.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
But
So,
letak
so yeah, don't be.
sebab kadang-kadang kita bukannya nak apa, but we need someone to talk. We need someone to relieve our
Mm-hmm,
emotions. That's all. So itu je pun dah membadai dah.
mm-hmm, true.
That's the
Or
one.
if you have any confusion with the career, with the interest, or just want to do personality assessment, even like simple things, you can always come to your counselor as well.
And
And
don't
our
try.
door are always open, so do come visit us at SGU.
Jangan percaya
So
mitos.
if there is nothing else, thank you so much everyone for listening. Thank you so much everyone for listening,
Thank
and
you
thank you
everyone.
for joining our session, our talk today. Our talk. That is all.
Sharing.
Thank you for coming to our talk today. And yeah, thank you for our speakers as well, our sharing. Thank you for coming to
Thank you
our
for
sharing
Naja.
today. And
Yeah.
yeah, thank you for our speakers today as well. So hopefully everyone can have a very wonderful weekend. And yeah, take care and stay safe.
Bye.
Okay, bye everyone. Make sure to fill in the Google Form score run for the students. Okay, thank you, Alif Akmal.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Love you.
Progress.